Okay, so my subject in this sentence is what? Helveti. Okay, so I got nihilo minus. This is my accusative. This is a nice little relative clause here. Okay. What do you mean, what is happening?
I don't know, I got way more wrong than I thought. No, I got the verb right, and I got the beginning of the clause. But I didn't get the end of it right.
Okay, so we got after his death. Whose death are we talking about? Vercingetorix. Okay, the Helvetii no less. Your book says less by nothing. Nihilo is an ablative degree of difference. You just translate it as no less and go on with your bad self. Okay, the Helvetii no less. Okay, then you got to go down here to your main verb, which is co-non-tour. Tried, or we're trying. Facere, to do. Id, the thing which they had decided. So, why do you think they set out anyway, even though they didn't have a fearless leader to lead them? What? Yeah, it was still a good plan, right? So, even though kind of Vercingetorix went beyond what kind of overstretched his leadership authority, they thought it was a good plan, so they left anyway. Okay. So that the Helvetians tried to do the things which they had decided in order to exit from their own borders. And that's a purpose clause. Okay, so one of the things that I have marked to do on this passage is to look at the pronouns and see if you can tell which pronouns go with which person. Okay, so if I asked you about the suis, okay, who are the suis? The suis right here. Yeah. Oh no. Helvetii. Okay. Then we got we got our verb here, and we see arbitrati sunt. We see an infinitive, and we see an accusative. What do we say to ourselves? Indirect statement. So we got when, now, they thought that they themselves had been prepared for this thing, or it says up to this thing. Okay, here's what they did. They They enkindont. What's that? Like incendiary? They set fire to all their own camps, to 12 in number. Oh, I lied to you. They set fire to all their own towns. Glorified camps. They set fire to all their own towns, to 12 in number. Okay, and then it has neighborhoods to 400. Like they set fire to neighborhoods. To 400. And the remaining private buildings. Okay, we got some ascendaton right here because there's no conjunction. Okay, so that's the first thing that they did to get ready for their departure. Okay, here's the second thing that they did. They burned up. What'd they burn up? Yeah, all their corn. Yeah, they burned up all their corn. Or their grain. Except which they were about to carry with them. Okay, remember this is that future active periphrastic in the form of soon, which you'd say like about to. They were about to carry with them. Remember, how long did they grow grain for? They grew grain for
2 years.
2 or 3 years, getting ready to set out. So they calculated how much they would need per person for their journey, and then they burned the rest of it up. Why would they burn the rest of it up? Why would they burn down their towns? Yeah, so that no one else could come and have a head start on taking their land over, right, and ruling their land. Why else? What would it do for the Helvetians? You have no option but to go with them. Okay? You chicken out, you die. Okay, so that's what the next part say. So that we have an ablative absolute. With all hope of returning home, having been carried off they would be more prepared for approaching dangers, for approaching or undergoing all the dangers. Da-na-na-na. Okay, they order each one to carry from their home a grain supply or you could say it says ground grain of 3 months for themselves. Okay, so that's kind of the third thing that they ordered them to do.